What's going on YouTube? Me and Cole back at it again with another video. Our first video was we asked each other questions, talked about a lot of things, discipline, diet, workout, whole lot of things, but today I was thinking we narrow it down, kind of deep dive into the nutrition aspect. Um I know me and Cole have similar yet different takes and routines and nutrition plans that we follow. Um, yeah, let's just dive in. Cole, I know you had a quite the feast tonight, man. What'd you eat?
Yeah, so I ate basically when I eat a meal, I do intermittent fasting. So the first 5 to 6 hours of the day, I'm only drinking black coffee. And then I'll break that around lunchtime with kind of like a protein shake and like a banana, something light. So I can still work until 5 or 6 p.m. doing my schoolwork, not feel sluggish from food. Um,
Mm,
and yeah, like you said, I had a feast. So we like to call it the feast because, it's just an epic way to talk about it. But
it is quite epic.
yeah, about a pound of ground meat. So about a pound of any ground meat or meat in general, like chicken, will be around 100 grams of protein. So, yeah, hit a pound of ground beef in two burritos, which each were ten grams of protein, which was amazing. So, and then a little cheese on them as well, and then just a microwave bag of broccoli. So that meal itself probably came out to, let's see, that's 100 plus 20. So it's like an 130-gram protein meal. So that's almost all my protein I need for the day in one meal, plus about
Hmm.
30 grams from the meal prior. So just yeah, it's a good way to intermittent fasting is probably my go-to way to eat just because it gives me energy throughout the day and pushing that meal back toward nighttime. It kind of helps me sleep having that big meal in me. So I'm just like, make sure my work's all done, then I'll feast on a big meal. Then I'm tired, so I'll just chill, go right to sleep.
You know, it's interesting because at school I did a lot of intermittent fasting. Especially, being completely transparent after long nights of drinking, or like eating like trash. My strategy would typically be don't eat till noon and get a lot of cardio in while I'm fasted, like rip a long run, sweat everything out. But yeah, to be completely honest with you and everyone watching, I want your opinion on this because I was talking to my mom about this. I'm cutting right now, you know that. I'm
Yeah,
like I'm almost 5 weeks down, 5 out of 8 weeks. It's probably gonna end up going longer because it's not I don't like where I'm at, but I think I could push it further. But
always.
always, man. But I, one thing I will say is that I, one thing I'm struggling with right now is knowing how many calories I have left every day is like, it's almost like I'm hyper aware, and all I look forward to sometimes is like finding new ways to like reach that calorie goal, like, and
Mhm.
like almost like cheat the system, not cheat the system, but like find new like low calorie ways, or like, oh, I can eat this for this many calories and it'll fill me up and then I'll have this much. And then what I end up doing is like, for the sake of having calories, I'll just eat them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm. So
so
like,
I
go
don't
ahead,
know
go
how
ahead.
else to explain it other than like I'm like hyper aware of how much I can eat, and then I end up like overshooting and then eating too much at lunch. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm like, well, now I only have 400 calories for the rest of the day. And then I'm hyper aware of it, and then all I'm thinking about is food. Because I'm hungry, like I'm always fatigued, like
So I
it
guess, so I guess you're struggling with like satiating yourself
in
because
a
but
but
because
but
because the reason you're because if you think about it this way, right, in a simple way, you wouldn't be thinking about the calories if you were full because you'd be full.
Yeah, but like, see, like that's I would agree with you typically, but this is like right after eating a Tupperware of ground beef and rice. Do you know what I mean? Like an 800 900 calorie meal. Like
Yeah.
literally right after.
Hmm.
Like, dude, I ate a protein bar before I went on a walk with my brother, and I looked at another protein bar and just ripped it open and ate it. Like I like, dude,
That
but
is that
here's the
is
thing.
satiation. That is satiation though. So I guess
Uh,
you're struggling with keeping yourself full and satiated.
yeah, I mean, like I'm eating around like, so today it was like 2,300, but like I'm averaging this week at like 2,400, but I'm burning like over 3,000 a day. So I'm in
Mhm.
like a 700 calorie deficit every day. So like I'm on pace for like probably a pound and a half typically. I'd say probably like a pound to 2 pounds depending on how strict I am every week
Hmm.
at least. But I mean, like I don't want to like say I know exactly, but like from my understanding,
Hard
or
to
like,
know exactly.
you know what I mean? Like I could do the math, but like why? You know what I mean? But um, I almost feel like one of the solutions is to force myself to intermittent fast again. Do you know what I mean? Like
Huh. Uh-huh.
I'm thinking like one of the solutions like just might be like suck it up. But the thing is it's hard when like this morning I went and worked out at 6 in the morning. So it's like I'm gonna be up and then all day, like post workout, like nothing before my lift, like nothing after. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like
How many coffees do you drink a day?
I try to keep it to one, maybe two, or a diet soda.
Huh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you could benefit from two. Just to the extra appetite blunting. And you also weigh a little more than me. So like I drink
Are
two.
you calling me fat?
No, I'm not. But like you like I guess for
Okay.
everyone watching, like me and Chaz, like we deal with like it's weird because like he was just saying he couldn't stop eating. And for me, it's like I'm naturally skinnier and I just came back from a meal that I almost had to force feed, you
Mhm.
know, down to get my protein in. So it's very odd how we deal with like exact opposites of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And like it's almost like they're both probably equally difficult and it's weird because I don't know because we're both into like fitness and like we're trying to like achieve opposite. Not even we want the same result, which is probably to be lean and jack like any
But
guy.
yeah, like but coming
Different,
from
it's different
different
methods.
part, like yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got to cut and you want to bulk. And it's like we want to get to the same point ultimately, but like you got to eat more and I got to eat less. And I love eating and you have to force feed. So it's like it's kind of like a lesson for life though. Like you ever have a friend with like, cuz I don't know about you, so like I always wanted curly hair, just like something
Really?
like about me.
I
Yeah,
never
like
knew
I mean,
that though.
the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, dude, I'm fine the way I am in that sense, you know? But like when I was younger, I'd be like, I always wanted curly hair. But a couple of my friends with curly hair be like, I always wanted straight hair. And it's like, why would you want straight hair? Like,
Did you have curly hair because you like followed a celebrity you like that had curly hair?
I don't, I
Or
don't
someone
know,
who like
like
got it?
I just thought it was fly. I mean, like,
Huh. I just wanted to
maybe
ask
a
you that.
celebrity or
I
two,
find
but
it interesting our influences like
mm,
and I guess this kind of branches me into a next question for you like when I feel like when every guy starts to get into fitness, they immediately kind of we have phones now, so we don't just see or even the guy at the gym back in the day, you'd say, I want that look. Like
yeah,
you don't just start lifting and like you always have this like thing you see, whether it's like Christian Bale and Batman or like
yeah.
some Jack guy in a movie. So when you
It
first
really,
started,
yeah,
what was like the look you wanted? Because like a lot of guys have that they see like Superman in the movie or who was like
yeah.
that? Who was that for
It
you?
it's funny, dude, because I had an idea for like a video I wanted to do, like a TikTok, and like the big caption was gonna be like something along the lines of like once you get like really into fitness, like it totally warps your perception. Like I started doing this because I wanted abs, and now I'm like looking at C-Bum at the Olympia, and I'm like critiquing how striated his glutes are. Like, you know what I mean? Like once you get into fitness, it totally warps like me and my buddy were looking at like people who came like in like second or third or whatever, like are qualified for the Olympia, and we're
Hmm.
like looking at them and we're like, yo, but they're not even like lean enough. You know what I mean? We're like, and like it's funny when you get into fitness, you like think differently, where you're like you critique people even harder. It's like, dude, these are like the best like athletes in the like best bodybuilders in the world competing in the Olympia. And you could sit there and be like, well, like their glutes aren't striated enough, or like they don't look lean enough.
You think there's like a false
Well, I
like
just
do you think realistic do you think expectations are unrealistic for like girls and guys because we're always on our phones seeing like these
yeah,
people
for
on
sure.
steroids or who have like for girls, like I don't want to speak from a girl's perspective, but like they probably see all these models with Botox and like makeup and like
Yeah.
I see dudes on gear, like juice to the gills. Like, do you think there's a weird, unrealistic expectation out there for like the average guy who is like, average genetics, just trying to get fit
Mhm.
and
I
better
think,
himself?
yeah, to answer both your questions, because I kind of like didn't answer the first one. Christian Bale is a great one for like physiques that I've liked
Hmm,
because Christian Bale's physique in Batman when he was a little bigger was sick. Like
yeah,
very, very,
it's my
very
inspiration.
muscle like,
My inspiration for real.
hmm?
It's my inspiration. That one.
Yeah,
That's
dude, but
that's
and
my
like
main.
yeah, you look at like American Psycho too though when he was really, really lean. He looked good like bulked and cut. So like I think his physique was like super, super sick. But um
Like
dude,
the
I
lean
think
athlete. I think it's like the lean athlete look. Would you agree?
oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't shoot for like bodybuilder size anymore. Because the thing, in my opinion, I think looking like an athlete looks better and it also performs better.
Yeah, it
Because then
does.
you can play sports and like go on a hike or like it's functional, dude. Like if you have to go chase somebody, someone, like
Yeah,
anything, like
your mobility's better too. Like
yeah,
all this
yeah,
muscle on you, you're not all stiff all the time. Like, what do you think girls find more attractive? Like a big kind of like more muscly bodybuilder dude, or kind of like a Cristiano Ronaldo, or
yeah. Kino Body talks about that.
yeah, or like a LeBron James, kind of like slimmer, like got good muscle but a leaner athlete. Like,
Yeah,
would
no,
you think girls find more attractive in general?
definitely, definitely the athlete, but there's multiple reasons behind it. Because um, I think so much of it though is in the face. Because when you're lean, tight jaw, like you, man, like
Appreciate it.
really yeah, like tight, like the face is lean, like yes, it is about the muscle too, but I mean there's only limited situations in life you're gonna be like showing off your physique when you're lean, but
Yeah,
like it's just the face and like you're more vascular and then like if you're at the beach, like you look sick, like and the
yeah,
big bulked up bodybuilder, like your face is puffy, like you take up so much space, you kind of look like a meathead, like it's just not very functional. And I think, but here's the thing though. Like, yeah, there's a lot of fitness influencers on gear and a lot of people on gear in general. So, like, yeah, I think people have unrealistic expectations. But I also think that the issue is people don't push themselves hard enough at the same time because of the fact that they can use being natural as an excuse. They could be like, "Oh, like they all got their physique because they're on gear." Well, they got their physique partially because of gear, but partially but like majority from training and diet, because they
mm,
got lean enough to the point where they'd probably maxed out all their like newbie gains, and then could hop on a cycle to put on mass. So I think another issue with guys is that they can use being natty as a crutch. They can be like, "Well, I'm not going to be able to get that big naturally, so like why do I need to push myself that hard in the gym? Like I'll never look that good." The reality of it is most people look sick when they're lean, and being lean is not an unnatty type of it can be, but like being lean is more just your diet, your discipline, your cardio. So it's
yeah. You
like
don't
if
even
you
need a
get
crazy amount
lean,
of muscle. You don't even
huh?
like it's about
No, you
sometimes
don't need
it's
any
about more
really.
muscle. It's just about taking the muscle you have, even if it's an average amount, and like just getting lean and the veins start popping in your face. You don't even need that
Yeah.
much muscle to just be like
Yeah.
really more attractive and instantly just command respect in a room. I feel like when your face is chiseled and like your veins on your arms are popping, it just kind of like it speaks volumes to like who you are as a person. If you can control your diet that well, you can control other things.
I think it's a status symbol, really. I mean, like
I
I
agree.
don't like I my biggest thing is using your physique and your body and like your work ethic to honor God because like by doing so and implementing discipline and like doing it for the glory of God and like representing Christ and the kingdom, like because dude, I we weren't created to be lazy. We weren't created, especially like you look at like biblical times. people were going to war and fighting for like their people, and we don't have to do that. And I'm not saying that I wish we did, but we're under a lot less physical stress than we think. So it's
Yeah.
like we have all the time in the world to like test our bodies and respect, like, dude, like, bro, God gave us legs, man. So it's like, why wouldn't I go run? So it's kind of like, I mean, yes, like if you're like, dude, like, real talk between me and you, like, I told you this off camera, I'm exhausted. Like, I worked out earlier today. I'm probably not gonna go run. Like, I've been walking all day too. Like, I don't mean like destroy your body to the point of like, but like, dude, it's one of those things where it's like we didn't have to be born with legs, dude. We didn't have to be born with arms. It's like,
And some kids
but
don't have them right
yes, yes,
now.
dude.
And they wish people want to talk about in society comparing up. That guy's so jacked, I'll never look like him. Or, if you're a girl, like that girl's so beautiful. It's like for us, like men and women or everyone, it's like comparing up is popular, but like an exercise I do when I'm down is I'll compare like I'll be like not even compared down. It's more of just like express gratitude. Like
Yeah,
legs and
yeah.
arms at the end of the day, it's like there's a little kid in a cancer bed wishing he was you, wishing he could go like play with
Mhm.
his friends. It's like, I guess my next question for you would be what is your opinion on people who say, well, I don't work out because I don't need it to feel confident and I'm just, I'm like, have you ever heard someone say that? Because I've heard people say, I don't need to work out because I'm confident. I don't need to work out for anyone.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that statement? Because I think that's hilarious when people like try to lean on that.
It's coping, bro. It's coping to the max. I can't stand that because here's the thing. You can be confident in where you are and who you are and what you look like, but confidence is not exclusive to contentment. You
Mm,
know? Like
elaborate on that. That's a cool.
it's it's not being confident is not exclusive to being satisfied with where you are. I can be confident. I could go to the beach right now and be like, I have a solid physique, like,
Yeah,
I'm okay, like, I can go outside and, like, be okay in my own skin, but I can also look at myself and say, "Job's not finished. I have so much work to do. I have 3 more weeks in this cut left," and, like, not even just exclusive to me, but if say you're, like, on a fitness journey, like, too heavy, too light, whatever, like, wherever you're at, be confident and confident in who you are, in who you are in Christ, and because at the end of the day, yes, like, you gotta be able to, like, wake up every day, but, and, like, be okay with, like, who you are, but that doesn't mean you're okay with staying the same.
yeah.
Y
Confidence comes from like going through difficult tasks. And I love how
Yeah, yeah.
you said that because like if you look at people who get fat reduction surgery, I just watched this really cool video about a guy who talks about how the confidence doesn't come from like, say you got fat reduction surgery, now you're skinny and lean, right? The
Mhm,
confidence doesn't come from the way you look. The confidence comes from the process you undergo to reach that body. And
mhm.
the guy
How
had said,
hard it was to get there.
yeah, and he said by bypassing the actual process, there wasn't any deep work done on the self and like your spirit, like
Mhm.
like you not
It's a
giving up,
cop out, yeah.
staying disciplined, like you building up that spirit and never giving up. So it's like it's almost like you could get fat reduction surgery, but still not be confident in the way you look because you never. I know some people who are like 20 pounds overweight, but they're confident and they just bounce around. Like it's it's crazy to like. I don't want to say it's like crazy to see, but it's like I think it just goes to show confidence just comes from like doing the work. The doubt gets removed from doing the work, not from the
Yeah, yeah.
continuing to do the work even after you've achieved some level of it.
I think that's a great point because, like, you could be 20 or 30 pounds overweight, but if you're 30, like, if you're, like, however many pounds lighter than you used to be, you're gonna be more confident than someone who maybe looks better than you but hasn't progressed.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
You ever say that one more time? I don't know
So,
what you
like,
mean. Zoned out a
b
little bit.
basically just, like, the main idea is that, like, say you're not where you wanna be yet, but you've made a lot of progress,
Yeah,
you're gonna be more confident than someone who maybe had a better starting point than you but hasn't progressed.
I love I love that because I think I did understand you, and I was about to ask a question building off
Mhm,
of it. So like, I'm sure you've met those kids, right? Since they're 13. I mean, I was like a excuse me, bloomer with like puberty. I didn't have like facial.
mm,
I wasn't like Mr. Muscle. I was like the chubby kid and like had a high pitched voice. But you've probably seen there's kids in your middle school, right? Grade school when they had just had six packs and mustaches when they were 13.
yeah, for like
Like,
no reason, bro.
yeah, it's weird, man. God's got a funny sense of humor, but it's like what you said, like even though those people look extremely attractive, like, whether it's a girl or guy, and like they have those natural, like good looks, whether
Mm,
it's being slim or having abs, it's crazy because they can just be they can have a poor self-image just by not doing the work, even though they look good. But I guess I consider myself like an average, like physique looking guy. It's like I could feel more confident, or you or anyone could feel more confident or just better in yourself because like you do the work, you show up. You're not like it wasn't given to you. You had to go through like trials and tribulations
hmm.
to get that six pack. And that's kind of where all
Yeah.
is because you weren't born with it. You had to struggle for it, and it makes it
Hmm.
times more worth it every time. But
I used to, yeah, dude. I used to be like, I used to get mad or like frustrated, be like, why do they have it so easy? Like, oh, like why do they look like this? Oh, it's not fair. But like a lot of the times, dude, like it's just you gotta stop making excuses and put in the work, bro. It's like, all right, so what? You might not be as genetically gifted, like, but maybe you are, and you're just not seeing your potential because you eat more than you think you do, or you work out less than you think. Like if you're unhappy,
it's talent.
like if you're unhappy, the worst thing you could do is compare and blame and point the finger, and be like, oh, dude, you know what's crazy, bro? I was so close. I was really, really close at one point. I feel like maybe a couple times. I don't know, like where that thought crosses my mind and I'm like something along the lines of like maybe I'm just not genetically capable of being lean. Like
Yeah,
what
no,
a
man.
like you know
Yeah,
what I
no.
like what a mentally weak like I need to appreciate my body and nourish my body with all these foods. Like it's like no, dude, you're like overweight. Like go lose weight. You know what I mean? Like I've that dude, the brain is it as like tough as you can make it, dude. It's a fragile thing in its own way because it can get shattered like that. You could have a
Have that
crazy.
belief, bro. You didn't have that belief, man. And that's the key is like
Mhm.
so capable. So many people are so more capable of what they think they could do if they just believed it. Because like I've known you since you like went through your transformation when you lost a bunch of weight. And you could have you probably thought back then or like, man, I couldn't, you know what? I don't think I could do that. That's just not me, man. I'm just wired this way from genetics and birth. It's
Yeah, yeah.
like, ditch that mindset, like, and like the fact that you've even come this far from like your weight loss journey, like it just shows like the next step is possible. Like the proof's in the pudding. Like it can be done. It just requires the
Yeah.
further and further you go, the more and more minutia pop up and it gets harder and harder because you need the littlest details to like,
It's crazy, bro, because I yeah, dude, I look at like the past and I'm still like so like focused forward. Like I'm not done. I'm not where I want to be, but like dude, it's crazy to think that like a year ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, like when we lived together, like how different, bro, like just like a shit mentality, like pardon my French, but like trash mentality, bro. Like I was lazy, dude. Like I was plain and simple lazy and I ate and drank like trash. And it's just like I look at myself in old pictures and I'm like disgusted. You know? Like
feeling though. I bet that's a good feeling, like
yeah,
cringe.
it is, but it's like crazy to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, it's like cringing at your old self. Like that's like one of the biggest flexes ever. When because like even people I know, they'll be like, "Yo, man, I saw when you used to, before you graduated, man, left me here in the Matrix, but like, yo, I saw your boy Chaz out running. Like something's different about him, bro. Like he's stepping with a different energy. Like it's like that's the craziest flex is like when when people are like, yo, something's different about you, bro. Like you're stepping different, you're talking different. And it's like
Yeah.
when you align with your like goals, man, and you're just firing on all cylinders. You just step with a different authority and you're not taking anything from anyone. Not in like a crazy unhinged way, but it's more just like when you speak, people are like, all right, like
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, like, once you lock in, and you know the feeling too, you really lock in, and you almost take it like personally, where you're like, nobody thinks I'm going to do this. Like, nobody thinks I will achieve these goals. I'm gonna achieve them, and then they're gonna look at me, and they're gonna be like, whoa. And then, like, that's even more drive to be like, oh, you think that's how far I can take it? Like, watch what comes next. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that mentality, bro. Do you think does that like I don't even want to say it's like a bad way of looking at things, but would you say like there's certain people who have doubted you, like that make that push you to be like, you know what, I'll show you in a way. Like, do you is that a part of your like
yo, what's up, guys? As you can see, the video cut short, but that's why we have a second part coming out following that right away. But I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.